Does anyone truly understand ADHD? What if it's not what you imagined, and you could actually change how you deal with it? Welcome to Shift's Perspective, the show where we rethink how we understand the mind, challenging what most people think they know, and looking at how it actually shows up in everyday life. In this episode, we're diving into giftedness, how it shapes experience, hides challenges, and rewrites the way we see ADHD. I'm Mr. MINDSHIFT, but just like everyone else, you can call me Shift. Back with me in the studio are Cassandra, diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 30, and Joe, the father to a 20-year-old son, diagnosed at age 12. Giftedness has a big impact on how we function. It shapes language, motor skills, social ability, maturity, emotional strategies, learning, and how we handle everyday life. It's often linked to intelligence tests, but for people with ADHD, those scores can be misleading. Challenges may affect the result, without saying much about true ability, and research now suggests that executive functions, which we'll explore later, are a better indicator of daily functioning than IQ alone.
Shift, I just have to ask. I once took an IQ test and actually scored pretty low. I don't remember exactly how low, but people have always told me I'm sharp. I pick things up fast, and I often see solutions others don't. I've been praised for that by former managers too. So I'm a bit confused about this whole giftedness thing. Because as far as I understood, people with ADHD aren't usually considered that intelligent?
That's a really important question, Cassandra, and you're definitely not alone in that confusion. First of all, IQ is just one way to measure certain types of thinking. It doesn't capture creativity, intuition, or problem solving in real time, which are often strong in people with ADHD. And no, ADHD is not linked to low intelligence. In fact, many people with ADHD are highly gifted, but their strengths are masked by everyday struggles. Your experience? It actually fits that pattern perfectly. To understand giftedness more fully, I want to bring in a theory that sheds new light. Psychologist Howard Gardner argued that intelligence isn't one fixed ability, but comes in many forms. Each type reflects a different way of thinking, learning, and interacting with the world. Take a look at the screen behind me. Let's explore Gardner's 7 types of intelligence and what they can reveal about ADHD. We start with linguistic intelligence, the strength of using language. People strong in this think in words and express themselves through writing, speaking, or storytelling. Next, logical mathematical, great with numbers, logic, and spotting patterns. They enjoy solving problems and analyzing systems. Then, spatial intelligence, the ability to visualize in 3 dimensions. It's a gift for design, art, or understanding spaces. And bodily kinesthetic, learning through movement and physical interaction, often seen in dancers, athletes, or hands-on learners. Next is musical intelligence, a strong sensitivity to sound, rhythm, and melody. People with this strength often think in music and feel deeply through sound. Then interpersonal intelligence, the ability to understand others, read emotions, and navigate social situations. They connect easily and build strong relationships. And finally, intrapersonal intelligence, a deep awareness of your own thoughts and feelings. These individuals reflect inward and understand what drives them from within. As you can see, intelligence is so much more than test scores. And that's important, because many people with ADHD don't shine in traditional school settings. But when we look at the full spectrum of intelligence, we often find incredible strengths in creativity, empathy, movement, music, or deep self-awareness. Recognizing these strengths can change how we see ADHD, from a list of problems to a different way of being brilliant. Joe, listening to all this, do any of these types of intelligence remind you of your son? Have you seen moments where he shines, not because he fits a system, but because of how he thinks, moves, or connects? Sometimes recognizing these strengths can change how we support someone and how they begin to see themselves.
Yeah, hearing it laid out like that makes me think differently. School was always tough for him, but he could spend hours building complex things in games. He saw patterns most people missed. He's always been great with people too. Really social, always had friends around. And sports came easy to him. He was good at almost anything physical. Now he works as a mechanic. And he's fast, sharp, and hands-on. He still struggles. But looking at it this way, he's clearly intelligent, just not in the way school measured it.
Thanks for sharing that, Joe. It really shows how much potential we miss when we only look in one direction. Your son's story is a great reminder that intelligence isn't about fitting a mold, but about recognizing value in the ways people naturally shine. And for people with ADHD, that recognition can make all the difference. So what can we actually do with this knowledge? It starts with understanding your own cognitive strengths and challenges. And just as important, the people around you need to know them too. When others understand how you function best, they can meet you with support instead of pressure. That's why it matters to place yourself in environments and activities where your strengths come into play. Otherwise, there's a risk of overperforming, making fast decisions, and burning out before you even realize it. Cassandra, hearing all this, what are your thoughts? Could sharing your strengths and limits with your partner or your boss help prevent that cycle of overperformance and burnout?
Honestly, I've never really thought about it like this before. I've always just pushed through, at work, at home, with the kids. People see me as someone who handles everything, even my family. But now I can see the pattern, how much energy it takes to keep performing like that, without anyone knowing what it costs me. I actually want to talk to my husband about it, and definitely my next boss, because it makes sense now. And I can't expect people to support me if they don't know what I'm dealing with.
That's powerful, Cassandra. It takes real strength to say, I've been doing this alone, and I'm ready for that to change. To support your strengths, spend more time doing what brings you energy and focus. It calms the system and builds confidence. When something's difficult, create simple routines that offer structure and clarity. And don't forget to slow down. Even with motivation and drive, you need pauses to recharge. Rest isn't weakness, it's what keeps you going. What if understanding ADHD wasn't about labels, but about unlocking potential? In our next episode, we're exploring attention, how it works, what disrupts it, and how you can train it like a skill. Hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to explore this on a more personal level, join the Free Shifts Perspective Forum. The link is below. And for those of you who want to go deeper, you'll also find worksheets, tools, and extra content in the description. Hope to see you again.